I want to talk about what it looks like to give up your will, to not do it your way. This is something that honestly paralyzed me for a few days. Like, we're talking, nothing was wrong in my life, and I'm crying in the bathroom, like, not able to function because I thought that um, that decision to turn your will over and our lives over to the care of God meant that I was going to have my hands held everywhere always. I could not function. I did not know how to even do the dishes or do laundry because I was thinking, am I doing God's will? Am I just doing this because I've decided that I want to do this and this is me doing it my way? I couldn't, I could not function until I realized that it is not you deciding to hold or being handheld the whole time. It is you listening to a teacher. So, in the spirit of back to school right now, think of it this way. You are learning a whole new level of algebra, and your teacher walks you through how to do it, shows you examples, you practice it, and then you're given a whole bunch of homework, and it is difficult. And you go home and you open up your homework and you decide to scrap everything and try it completely different your way. That is basically how a lot of us function through our life. We kind of know that there is guidance. We know that there is peace. We know that there is answers, and we know that there's a solution to the problem. And we also know that there's a way to find the solution. Yet we just try to figure it all out all by ourselves. We got this. We can figure it out. Instead of going back to our notes, going back to our teacher, going back to the lessons that we've been taught, and doing it the way that it's supposed to be done. Instead, we just oh, I can figure this out. I've got a better way. Or surely, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I can just do this some other way that's a shortcut and, come up with the answer somehow. But that is more of what giving up your will looks like, is that you're actually listening to your teacher. You're actually going by the things that you've been taught. And your teacher isn't there doing your homework for you. Your teacher isn't sitting there giving you determination. It's your determination. It's your will to decide to do your homework or not. It's you finishing your homework. It's you doing it well. It's you deciding to even go to school in the first place. You do matter in all of this, and it will be you that decides what you're supposed to do with all of this learning. And you do get to have this free space because I believe that God created you to go and do something incredible on this earth. And it's you and your uniqueness. And you don't have to have your hand held the whole time because He created you in the first place. So most of your thoughts are divine anyway. But when you decide to actually listen and to actually turn your will over, it is you doing those horrible math problems that you cannot figure out the solution to. It is you finding the peace and the comfort and just doing the next step and the next step and the next step that teacher taught you to do. It is that. That is turning your will over. And so, I don't know, that was super helpful to me, trying to figure out if I had or I was willing or whatever, but things are so much easier when you just do it the way your teacher taught you to do it. And you just go through it step by step by step rather than trying to skip all the steps and get to the end or make up some other fancy way or spending tons of time trying to figure out some other way of doing it. Just listen and you will be taught, and it might not go as fast as you want. and it might not be the way you want it, but if you just do it step by step through life's problems and life's things that you cannot figure out by yourself, then there will be peace in all of that. So that is step 3 of the addiction recovery program, is deciding to listen. The step isn't even to listen. The step is to decide to listen. So you're not even sitting with your homework yet. You're just in class thinking, oh, when I go home to do my homework, I'll do it this way. That's what this is. Tiny steps. I'm so impatient. It's really hard for me to take a tiny step like this. But do sit in this for a minute and think about what that can look like for you and the peace that it can bring for you, and not trying to figure out all these crazy problems in the world or in your life that really you don't have the solution to, right? Like in the end, you don't have the solution, but you do have access to your teacher. So use that.